Hey there folks, John here with My Lens, and today I'm coming to you with another knife-related video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Axon from Vero Engineering. So as I mentioned in the unboxing video that I did on this knife, I pre-ordered it back in August of 2020, and I got it on Monday, March 1st. The time from order to delivery is a bit longer than what we've seen from most other Vero Engineering models. And there certainly were COVID-19 related delays and weather related shipping delays. But to be honest, 6 months is a little longer than I want to wait for a knife. Now that's purely a matter of personality. I'm pretty impatient by nature. I think many knife enthusiasts have no problem whatsoever waiting several months, and in some cases with custom knife orders, years, for their name to come open on a waiting list and for a product they order to be delivered. On the plus side, if you have the patience, the pre-order process for Vero Engineering provides you with the opportunity to choose from a wide array of options to get a near custom knife-like experience. Of course, the entire pre-order for the Vero Axon is sold out at this point. I believe Joseph may have held back some examples for lotteries and giveaways and so forth, but like everything that Vero puts out, the Axon is essentially unobtainium at this point, with prices on the secondary market well above the pre-ordered price. Now in terms of the knife itself, it's a liner lock, and I believe this is the first liner lock that Vero has produced. It has a 3.5-inch blade, and it's a cleaver style blade made from M390. Now you really have to admire the complexity of the grind. Just look at all these angles. With the satin finish applied in different directions, you can kind of see that on different surfaces. The polishing or the satin finish is actually, the grind lines go in different directions. It's really quite stunning. Now, like all Vero Engineering knives, this knife is an original design from Vero Engineering by Joseph Vero. And the manufacturing of the knife is outsourced to Bestech. Besides being a cleaver type blade, this knife is also unique that it is designed to be a front flipper. Now, this is my first experience with a front flipper, and I have to say it's not really my favorite style of deployment. Honestly, it has more to do with me. I'm just not very good at it. Fortunately, though, the pockets milled into either side of the blade provide what is, for me, much better deployment options. So if I want, I can use my thumb, or I can middle finger flick. And actually, you can with a quick flick of the wrist, you can shake the knife open. So there's lots of deployment options here. Now, Vero Engineering offers a number of finish options for their blades. I ordered this one with their belt satin finish. And you can tell that because the grind lines go downward. Previously, I had a Vero Synapse with a hand rub finish, and it looks almost identical to this finish, but the grind lines go horizontally instead of up and down like this. Now, again, the main difference between the two finishes is the direction of the grind lines, and Joseph has mentioned a few times in his live streams that the belt satin finish seems to do a better job of masking blade wear. So that's one of the reasons I went with the belt satin finish this time. Now, like all regular production Vero Engineering knives to date, the Axon uses M390 as the blade steel. And the blade does exhibit serial numbering in a very clever spot here. Hopefully you can see that. There you go, number 473. And it's there, you can find it, but the way they've done it keeps the blade free of billboarding, so you can truly appreciate all the goodness that there is in the blade. Now, I will say the blade shape is unique and probably won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I have to say that the finish on this knife is absolutely gorgeous. And again, I really admire the complexity of the grind and how it's done. Now, the Axon was offered in several different handle materials during the pre-order process, and I chose the more premium end-cut carbon fiber option. To be honest, I think I would prefer a traditional carbon fiber scale, though none were really offered up as an option for this knife. The problem that I have with the end-cut carbon fiber is that it's almost indistinguishable from G10. You can't really tell the difference unless you see the edges of the handle scales. If you see the edges, you can tell that's not G10, that's carbon fiber. But again, the surface, at first glance, you would think you were looking at G10. Now, the scales are certainly attractive, and they certainly have all the strength and weight benefits of carbon fiber. And as I understand it, there will eventually be accessory scale options which can be purchased for the Axon. So you'll certainly have some options if you want to play Barbie doll with your knife. Probably the best choice I made during the pre-order process was to select the Timascus backspacer and pocket clip for this knife. They are just absolutely gorgeous. Now, this was a costly option which pushed the price of the Axon. It was up over $400, I believe, somewhere between $400 and $500. But it really makes this knife special, in my opinion. Something to keep in mind is that Joseph indicates that knives which get ordered with the Timascus hardware, like I have here, will always be the last batch produced and shipping in any given pre-order. Again, my serial number was 473 of approximately 500, which I believe were produced. So clearly it was one of the last ones to be shipped out. And again, that was due to my having selected the carbon fiber, and that certainly did contribute to the length of time it took, again, between the pre-order process and me getting the knife in hand. Now, the liner lock design of the Axon makes it extraordinarily lightweight, coming in on my scale at just 3.8 ounces. That is fantastic. Now, the liners in this knife are actual titanium. They're not steel, so that's a pretty premium feature to have in terms of the liners. And certainly contributes to the overall lightweight of this knife. And they did a lot of internal milling to reduce weight. It's really quite impressive. Now, some owners have complained that they have some difficulty accessing the liner lock bar release to close the knife. Here you can see it. And I can tell you that personally, I don't have an issue with it, but I have smaller hand size. I can readily close the knife, with either my left or my right hand. So again, no problem, but your mileage may vary a bit, just depending on ergonomic factors like, hand and finger size. The balance in hand really is excellent. You can see that, it balances nicely. The knife ergos are very good as well. It feels quite good in hand. I did note in my unboxing, I had kind of wished that they had extended the jimping here. This is the jimping that is supposed to be utilized when you deploy the knife as a front flipper. That gives you a little something to grab onto to flick it open. I kind of wish they had extended the jimping further up the spine because my thumb naturally wants to land well ahead of where the jimping is currently. But otherwise, again, it feels really good in hand. I can feel the tip of the pocket clip against my hand when I grip it tightly, but just barely. It's certainly not uncomfortable. Again, your mileage may vary depending on hand size and shape. Now, overall, I do think that the Axon is another hit for Vero Engineering. You couldn't ask for a more capable blade for cutting performance, really, than this cleaver. The light weight of the knife will make it one of the easier, if not, one of the best knives to EDC. It's really going to be great in that capacity. So between the lightweight and the cutting performance of the blade, a lot of people are really going to like this as a user knife to carry and really use. I know Joseph Vero has said that this is one of his favorite knives to carry as well. Now, given that it's nearly impossible to obtain one of these knives, you may be asking why I'm even reviewing it, and that's an easy answer. First and foremost, Joseph and Michelle Vero are two of the nicest people in the knife community, maybe even among the nicest people I've ever met. I say met, I haven't really met them face to face, but certainly I've been acquainted with them virtually. But again, they are really such nice people, like to the point I genuinely feel like I've kicked a puppy or stolen a kid's balloon whenever I say anything remotely critical about their products. Again, Joseph deserves all the success in the world. Not only because he's a great designer, but he also puts out genuinely great products. It's for his age and for how long he's been in the knife industry, the level of quality that he's putting out is just unprecedented. And again, he deserves all this success, not only because he's just a great knife designer and puts out great products, but also because at heart, he is a knife enthusiast who loves knives and loves people and tries to keep the knife hobby fun. You really can't ask for anything else from a company that you do business with in this business. The guy could really give a masterclass in marketing. It's amazing, which is all the more amazing because he's an engineer. That's what his training and work experience really is as an engineer. If he weren't such a great guy, I probably would want to walk up to him and kick him in the shin because he's just great at everything he does. He's even a great photographer. It's disgusting. Now, secondly, as has been the case with previous models that Vero has done, like the Impulse, like the Synapse, I'm sure that there will be a Gen 2 of the Axon, and a Gen 3, and a Gen 4. Be patient. Be more patient than I am. Don't pay crazy inflated secondary prices to get one now. Just wait a little bit. Just sign up for the newsletter, the Vero Engineering newsletter on the Vero Engineering website, and maybe follow him on Instagram and set up notifications for when he posts, and you will be in the know on the next pre-order for the next Vero Engineering knife. And again, I'm sure that the Axon will come back around for pre-order. Well, there you have it. There is my review of the Vero Engineering Axon. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.
I hope you've enjoyed this production from the Through My Lens YouTube channel. If you did, please click on the like button and do share the video on social media. If you'd like to see more content like it, please do subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do check out Through My Lens at www.throughmylens.org.